Hi everyone, it's NicLoves back again. Today while I was meditating, I was encouraged to post a reading, post this as a message for the Mercury retrograde that we're currently going through for all the signs. So this is going to be like a general overview for the collective. I usually don't do these, but I used to do like new moon and full moon messages, but for some reason I was kind of just like pushed and encouraged to do this. So I hope that these messages find you well, that they're helpful or make you think about something, or it reaches the right people that's meant to reach. And so I asked a few questions and I got pretty much basically like 3 main points and then a little advice at the end. And then I'm also going to be getting an animal spirit message. This is Lowell's Little Book of Spirit Animals by Melissa Alvarez. I love this book. I've been using it for months and months, and I pretty much open it a couple times a week to kind of see what animal spirit I get, and the message is usually really on point. So I really love this book, and I'm also going to be getting an oracle message that I will be sharing with you guys. So I hope you find this helpful. Again, just listen with an open mind and open heart. Like I always say to everyone, Mercury retrograde can sometimes be a little bit of tricky, difficult time for certain people, especially now it being in Scorpio, which I know is very deep, really mysterious to some. But I feel that this Mercury retrograde is going to bring a lot of enlightenment, a lot of clarity for those who are willing to put in the work and open to it. Okay, all right, so if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, it is a NicLoves with 2 eyes, and I do have another channel, NicLoves XO, where I post like more random other things. You can kind of get to know me if you guys are interested in that. Okay, all right, so let's get started. I'm holding a lapis lazuli. For some reason it helps me channel, and I just feel very connected to this crystal. So I was kind of just like meditating and like writing at the same time. I was writing a little bit fast, so let's see if I can read everything. The first point, what I first asked was like, what is the main theme or main topic for this Mercury retrograde for as a collective for everyone that we can all look to and all need to maybe address and think about? So what came through was finding your hidden treasures you suppressed. Finding your hidden treasures that you suppressed. And I asked, okay, how do we go about this? How do we find our hidden treasures? And I think the main thing that we could do is look at what are you most drawn to? What first drew you into this type of work, or this area, or doing this, or this type of person? Looking at the beginning and how you got there. You know, what made you go to that location? What made you talk to that person at first? Looking at what first drew you in, and you'll start to figure out, okay, that's the reason why I was drawn to this person or to the situation. I liked this about them, so that must be something that I really look for, something that I value. And through that, you'll find a little web of understanding as to why you do the things you do, and maybe your hidden gifts and talents that you have yet to maybe know of or discover. Like things that first sparked your interest, because we all have hidden treasures, some more than others, some that have no idea what they are, or some who think they have no hidden treasures, which is so sad because we all do. We all have talents, we all have gifts, we all have things that make us unique and different. And I think that this Mercury retrograde is really going to help push you and encourage you to find those hidden gems, those things that maybe are really hard to find and to see, but are there if you're willing to put in the work and look for it. So I think that this is going to be a great time for reflection, but also looking deeper into yourself and why you do the things you do. And you'll start to see patterns, and maybe you'll start to connect the dots and make sense of things. So finding your hidden treasures that maybe you've suppressed. So let's say maybe you are someone who is really shy. Maybe you don't like to speak up, or you don't like to talk, or maybe you always say, oh, I'm just introverted, like a lot of introverts always say. But maybe it's not that you're introverted, or that you don't like to speak. Maybe it's just you are not in the right environment, or you're not coming across people you feel comfortable with, or you have not found your voice, and that is one of your gifts, but you have yet to discover. I could put myself as an example, since I was a little baby, I was always really timid, really shy. I didn't feel confident in like speaking up. But now look at the type of work I do. I'm always talking to you guys, always explaining. I'm pretty much kind of like a teacher people come to, right? And so stepping outside, maybe to a different environment, trying to connect with other people who are more aligned with who you are, can kind of help unravel and reveal that gift that you really have. So try those things that maybe you're scared of. Test them out. You know, if you hate swimming and it's so scary for you, maybe you should go try it out. Take a lesson and see that maybe it's not that scary. Maybe you are really good at that thing. If, let's say, you have a fear of love, right? A lot of people fear love. A lot of people are scared to give their heart, to open their heart to people. Why? Maybe because they had past experiences, but also they know that they love deeply and that it will put them in a vulnerable position to put themselves out there like that. Because their love is so deep and profound, it's scary. So maybe taking that risk in order to experience that will show you that maybe it's not that scary. Maybe it's not that complicated. Love doesn't have to be so tricky. We make it tricky. We make it more complex than really it has to be. Okay? So looking at the deep root of who you are and why you do the things you do, I think are going to really help connect the dots and help you find your hidden treasures, your hidden gifts that maybe you have suppressed, or you probably don't even know that you've suppressed. Okay? All right, and then the second point that came through for me was practice separating and knowing the difference between I am versus I feel. So, and this is something that they're both really, really different, yet we tend to mix it up a lot. Like, for example, when people say, oh, I'm sad, versus someone who says, I feel sad, I feel sadness. You may think, oh, it's the same thing, but if you really dissect it, it's not the same thing. When you're saying I am, you are identifying with that emotion. Like, this is who I am. You know, I can't change this. It is what it is. But when you say I feel, it's just a feeling. So it's temporary. It's not who you are. So really distinguishing the difference and maybe being mindful of what you're saying and how you're saying it, because it really can program your mind to believe that you are this way when that's not really the case. It's just a feeling, it's just an emotion that is going to pass like every other feeling and emotion. But just because you are sad or you're angry or you're depressed right now, it doesn't mean that's who you are and that's who you're going to be long term. It's just momentarily, I feel this way and I acknowledge it, but it's going to pass. An example that I've given before that has always stuck with me, that I was given, and I love this example because I think it's very simple for you to see and relate, is let's say you are at a kind of like a residential area, like at an intersection, right? And you're driving the car, and you have to stop, right? Because there's a stop sign, and there's a person, a lady or a man, walking their dog or cat, whatever. I've never seen a person walk their cat. I've seen a lady have a cat in her stroller, but I think she was a little bit, not all the way there. But anyways, back to my point. So you're stopped, and you're waiting for the lady and her dog to cross, right? To cross the street in order for you to keep going, proceeding your route. And so look at your emotions as if they are that lady with her dog walking. You're like, okay, I gotta stop for a second, just be patient, realize, acknowledge what I'm feeling, and then when they make it to the other side, I can keep going. You just look at it, you wave, oh, how cute puppy, bye, and you keep going on your way. You don't just stop and you stay there forever in that feeling, the emotion. It's just, you gotta wait a few minutes, a few seconds, however long it is for you, and you say bye-bye and you keep going on your journey. You keep driving. So I want you to look at your feelings and your emotions, especially if you feel they are negative or weighing you down. Pretend it is a lady or a gentleman walking with their dog. They're crossing the street and you're like, okay, hi, I see you, I acknowledge you feeling emotion, but now it's time to move forward and move on. And I think that could really, really help you painting a picture to see that it's not who you are, it's just something that you're feeling right now, but is eventually going to pass. All right. And then the third point that came through was you'll be needing to face anything that you may have been avoiding, running away from, or keeping in the dark, aka facing your fears. So during this time, it's funny that came through because I know at the end of October, right, it's Halloween, but I know not everyone celebrates that, but everyone knows it's like, oh, you dress up, it's scary, people are eating candy, trick or treat. So this is gonna be really a time when you have to face your fears. And maybe things that you've been kind of keeping on the DL, you've been avoiding, or you think you've been running away from. There may even be things that you don't know, or you don't feel like you are avoiding, or that you are running away from, or you're keeping hidden in the dark, but you are. And this time is going to really force you to look at those things in the eye. And if you can't look it straight in the eye and, be okay, then that means there is something there that you have not dealt with and that you have not addressed with. If you're like shaking and like not wanting to see it, then there's something there. There's a fear there that you have to acknowledge and address in order to move forward. And in regards to love and relationships, to understand and deeply know your partner or even future partners you may have, you have to deeply know yourself first. And address those shadow aspects of yourself. Address those things that maybe you're scared of, that you're afraid of, because you can't really connect with someone if you're holding back, if you are not showing your true self. So during this time, don't be afraid if certain things come up, if think you're faced with certain situations or people that like trigger you or make you feel afraid, or things from the past come up, like they say Mercury retrograde brings about past situations, past people. If they're coming back, maybe it is a test to see how you react, to see if you have healed, to see if you have risen above the circumstance and you're ready to move forward. So are you going to keep driving, or are you going to just stay there, right? And as the advice that I was given for you guys, I think is really beautiful, and it's pretty simple. To experience deep, profound love, which I know we all want, hopefully. If you say you don't, then you're probably lying. So to experience deep, profound love, do not be afraid to love deeply yourself. You can't expect to, there's a difference between when you're at school or getting a grade, someone who gets a C and it's just passing, doing minimal effort, minimal work, and someone who's getting an A+, right? What is the C grade person doing? They're doing the minimal things. They're not going above and beyond. They're just passing. They just want to get through. But what is the A+ student doing? They are studying long hours. They're doing extra credit. They're getting help if needed, maybe tutoring. They're going above and beyond and working really hard. Why? Because they want to achieve. They want the best. They want to get the best grade. They want to go to a good school or have a good job. And then maybe the C person is just very complacent, right? So you can't expect the C student to get an A+ if they're not working like the A+ student, right? So it's kind of similar if you think about it with love. If you're putting little to zero effort in love, or putting yourself together, making yourself, as presentable in the way that you want to come across, and putting effort, trying to meet people, working on yourself, having a lot to offer, being nice, being peaceful, you can't expect for the love of your life to just show up. You have to work on it. But you have to first, in order to get to that person, in order for the universe to bring you that person in your life, you have to work on yourself. But if you're not working on yourself, you're going to keep meeting the same mundane people who maybe are not aligned with you, who don't have the same values, don't think the same way, don't love the same way as you. Why? Because you're not doing the work within yourself. And so you're meeting the same people who have not gone deeper within themselves. So in order to experience deep love, you got to first look deep within yourself, love yourself, work through your shadow, work through your issues that you have. Not saying that anyone's going to be perfect. We're not. We all have flaws, but really got to do your best so that you can meet the right person that is aligned with you. If you want, the best, you got to be the best. You can't expect to have the best and you not do any work and just like, oh, I'm just sitting there and it's just going to appear to me, right? You have to put in effort. So I thought that was really deep and profound, but sometimes, a lot of us, especially with social media and everything that's happening so fast, we all just have applied that to different areas of our life, and we think that everything's just going to come easy. Like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to find love, it's just going to happen. No, you have to put in the work. It's not just going to happen like this. But we've been so programmed to think that everything is supposed to just fall out the palm of our hands without us doing any effort. But that's not true. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give you now this oracle message that we got. I forget what this oracle card is called, or this, these oracle cards. I don't remember. I think it's something like the light. But the ones that we got for this purpose is share your voice. Share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Coming out of the cave. So you see how, is this a girl? She's a girl. She's kind of hiding in her cave, right? Away, secluded from the world. Like, why are you hiding? Why are you not speaking up? Why are you not showing yourself? It's time to come out of the dark and come out into the real world and show yourself, show your gifts, express yourself to the world. The world needs you. The world needs your light. So stop hiding. Don't hide in a little cave in your home, away from everyone. She's looking over the water. You can see the pyramids in the back there. There's so much beauty, so much mystery, so much for you to explore and learn. But it's time for you to come out and express yourself and not be afraid. Okay, it's time to let go of fear. And then as your animal spirit that I pulled for all of us, we got the spider, and this is on chapter 3, page 158, and I'll read it to you. So the elements for the spider, of course, are air and earth. The primary colors are black, brown, yellow, plus every other color. And it says, the spider symbolizes creativity, patience, and resourcefulness. When spider appears, it means to begin a new creative project. Spider means receptivity, and if you were to start a new business that embraces your creative talents, it will be successful. Spider helps you get in tune with the flow of life around you. Spider has an intuitive knack for being at the right place at the right time. This enables you to achieve success in your business ventures. Spider warns not to get caught up in a web of lies. Listen closely to your intuition to connect to the truth under the words. By being aware, you can avoid problems. This also means not to create your own deceitful web of presenting yourself as more than you are, or by making promises you cannot keep. Be honest and truthful in all areas of your life to make the speediest progress to your ultimate goals. Lies, deceit, and misrepresentation will ultimately catch up with you, so move forward in truth and honesty. Spider assists when you need to get rid of toxic people in your life. So if you've been seeing spiders, if you see a spider, this may be a reminder to you. Make sure you're not lying. Make sure you're not being deceitful. Make sure you're calling out or spotting out people in your life who maybe are toxic, who are lying to you, who are getting you wrapped up in their web of lies as well. Okay? So I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know if you guys enjoy these types of channeled messages, and maybe I will continue to try to do them for you. But today I just felt kind of like inclined to do it. So I hope it reaches whoever it was meant to reach. And don't be afraid of Mercury retrograde either. I know like everyone's like, oh my gosh, Mercury retrograde, this and this. It doesn't have to be like that. And it's really just a great time actually for us to reflect and slow things down. So it's a good time to slow down, look deep within yourself and not rush anything, and really use this time to work on yourself and look at things that maybe you've overpassed or overlooked and suppressed. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much for being here, for watching, and I wish you guys all the best, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!